What fun and festive activity have I got for you boardwalkers today? How about unboxing the Etchr 2025 Watercolor Holiday Box Set with 7 iridescent watercolors? I pre-ordered this back in October when Etchr was having its annual pre-order holiday sale. If you're new to the channel, welcome to Country Boardwalk Studios. I'm CB Mack, a multimedia artist who enjoys making her own art supplies for plein air painting, urban sketching, and to use here in the studio. So, let's go check this out and see what fun we can have today. Okay, boardwalkers, I've got the Etchr Holiday box set up here, ready to go for us to unpack, along with my number 12 round Princeton watercolor brush and my number 12 silver black velvet watercolor brush, round watercolor brush. I've got some water and my small Etchr 19 Wells ceramic palette that's supposed to be able to fit in this pocket palette here. So let's unbox this holiday set. First, I see that we have watercolor half pans, 7 of them. We've got the pocket palette in red, and it comes with the 7 wells and 2 mixing palettes, it looks like. Then we have the watercolor cards and envelopes, and we supposedly have a Llama pen, a new Llama pen, and that. So, let me unbox it here. And we'll see what this looks like. We've got our watercolor greeting cards. We'll open that up in a minute. I've got a 7 half pan pearlescent watercolor holiday box swatch sheet, it says. And it has the light fastness rating, blue wool scale, which is an 8 is excellent and a 1 is poor. Pigment transparency, you've got transparent with the circle, semi-transparent, semi-opaque, and opaque. And then it has the Etchr Lab information. Okay, and it's looking like all of these colors that we have in here are going to be semi-transparent with an excellent rating of 7. So that's cool. I've got a scan code for the studio palette. The Etchr Studio art classes. Let's see, we've got this holiday, oh, look at that, a holiday box with our laminated pin. We've got another holiday ornament box with the watercolors. And then we have the Etchr Lab palette. Let me see if I can get it out of the box here. All right, out of the thing. Set this paper aside. Let's check out this Llama pen first. Ooh, he looks bigger than my other he looks way bigger than my other Llama pen. Let me pull my hat over and we can check. Oh, look at that. He is bigger. He's going to look nice on my hat. Right about there, I think. So that's going to be cool. A much bigger Llama pen. I like that. That is actually the main reason why I ordered this. I pre-ordered this kit around my birthday. This was my extra birthday splurge that I was hoping would be in when I did my last video, but I'm glad I got it just this week. Okay, then we've got the pearlescent watercolors, the half pans. Let's see what we got in there. I can get it open. Oh, those look nice. I'm going to go ahead and pull those out. We've got the satin bronze, the copper, the jade, the pearl, the ruby, and then the pure gold and the royal gold. So I'm going to set that up over here. And let me see if I can peel these off. Oh, these are going to be easy to peel off. We'll peel them off real quick. We've got royal gold. And I'm going to set these up on my magnet over here. We've got the pure gold. Let me hold those up where you can see those real well. We've got the royal gold and the pure gold. Then we have the jade. Ooh, I like that color. Green is one of my favorite colors. So I'm going to enjoy that one. Then we've got pearl. That's a lovely color. Almost like a sparkly white or maybe a silver. I apologize if you can hear Kermit yipping in the background. I'm filming again during nap time. There's ruby. That's a gorgeous red color. That's almost the same color as, yes, that's almost the same color as the container. Okay. And then we've got satin bronze. There's satin bronze. And the last color is the copper. Those are going to be some nice colors to play with. Now I have metallic colors, watercolors, other metallic watercolors. I'm going to go ahead and put a drop of water on these so that they will loosen up a little bit while we get this other palette opened up and see what it looks like. That'll give those colors time to loosen up so we can play with them and put them on this swatch card here in a minute. I'm going to set that swatch card there. And while that's there, let's open up this package of watercolor. If I can get this off. Peel that off. There we go. Set that over there. It comes in this lovely little box. I love that embossed raised snowflake on there. That is nice. I'm going to set that to the side here at a tilt. And we've got how many? I think we have, it says 5 watercolor cards. And envelopes. I'm just going to pull out 1 card and 1 envelope. So we can, that is a really thick, sturdy envelope. I was figuring out like a little regular flimsy envelope like we have. All right, let's close this up. And I will put these back in here. Sorry about that. Boone decided to adjust on the couch. And he's bobbled my camera. All right, let me see if I can get this to close back up in here. Well, it's all thumbs today. There we go. All right, that's going to sit there. Now, that's a nice thick card. You can see the texture on that side with the raised side here. So I'm assuming this is the inside or the back. This is the back because it's got the Etchr thing. So you're going to end up folding it in on itself. So you've got that texture there and the texture on this side to do your card. See if I can find the box and read about this watercolor paper and what the box says. The box says that it's an A6 folded card, a 10 by 5 by 14.8 centimeters, or a 4.13 by 5.83 inches. It's 100% cotton watercolor paper, acid-free artist grade, cold press, 300 GSM, and then a premium white envelope, which is 11.4 centimeters by 16.2 centimeters, or a 4.5 by 6.4 inch. Okay, so that's going to be really nice to play with. Now, I don't think I am going to do, you can see how thick that envelope is compared to that paper. I don't think I'm going to do anything painting wise yet with the card and the envelope. I think I might save that for a tutorial to do. So let me slide this back in here. But I did want to let you guys have a sneak peek at what that looked like. And I will save this part for next time. I am going to set this over here, the swatch card, and we will do swatches on the paint. And I'm still going to let these activate a little bit more, but let's open up this Etchr. This is a nice, it's got thumb holes here for you to pop it open. It comes with magnets at the top. Oh, those are magnets. That looks like 4 magnets there. I bet those are to put on the bottom of the ceramic palette if you happen to have one of these ceramic palettes like I have, if I can get it to open. Well, there we go. Now I have a sheet of wax paper on mine to keep it protected, because I end up, when I use mine, I end up leaving it wet, and so it ends up wet, as you can see. Now, I'm pretty sure you take the magnets and you put them, yeah, there's some tape on them, or paper on them, and you put maybe 2 on each one, and then they will fit in the wells here nicely. If you decide you want to put your ceramic palettes in. The only thing about the ceramic palettes is that you will end up, if you end up doing like I do, I have extra paint in here. My Payne's gray. If I end up putting the magnets in there like this, then both palettes are going to end up closing up on each other together, and you're probably going to have to put a piece of wax paper in there, or probably put one of these protective covers over your palette when you close, if you put the ceramic ones in there, which is not a problem. That's something I might do. I do like the fact that they give you the extra magnets to put those on the bottom, and put those to make it to where you could put those in there. I'm going to set this back up here out of the way. And close that back up. But it does come with a 2-well mixing palette, a 6-well plastic mixing palette, and then it has this mixing palette. And it will put each one of these right now in our palette. I'm not sure if this will hold a regular half pan, and I don't have a half pan with me right now to be able to test that. But I am going to put those in there like so. And it does have thumb space here. There. You'd line those up. I don't know if you saw that, but when I turned it, it locks in. So those stay in place. And I think, yeah, those two go flat and move flat with that. And then this slides in here where the thumb hole is so that it magnetizes. Now I'm not going to flip that over because those are not going to be sealed in there real well, but this will close up. And since I've got those wet, I'm going to hold off on that, closing that up, because you probably want to wait and let your paint dry before you close it up. I found out the hard way with this one. I put it in wet and traveled with it back home, and I had water everywhere. So let's test out these paints and see what they're going to look like on this swatch card here. Let me take the tape off my brush so I can hold that. And you guys know that I use my little tape to keep my brushes from rolling sometimes. Let's dip this in, and I'm going to wet my paper a little bit. See if I can wet my paper a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see that before I put some of these colors on. Now we've got royal gold right here. Ooh, that is nice and sparkly. These really re-wet nicely. I'll pull some out here on the side on the dry. Ooh, that makes my paint sparkly, sparkly. Let me grab a towel. All right. That's our ruby gold, our royal gold. And it's a semi-transparent number 7. We've got the pure gold. I don't think I'm going to have to wet my paper much on these. And get all that glitter out. All right, let's try the jade. I am loving how that color looks, how bright that is. Ooh, that is nice. There's your pure gold and your jade. I love that sparkly color. That will make your Christmas trees when you paint them on your cards look really nice and sparkly. Let you look at that again while it's drying up a little bit. Now the pearl. I'm not sure how the pearl is going to look on the white paper. It might do better on it might do better on a darker paper. And I didn't think about that before making this video of getting out a swatch of the black paper. So we may have to swatch these again in another video coming up. Or maybe when I use the, excuse me, maybe when I use the watercolor paper in the envelope in another video, I can have a black sheet of paper ready to go with that. You can't really see the pearl very much on that. All right, let's try the ruby red. Oh, that is nice. Boom, sit still. You're bopping my camera, dude. I apologize for all the camera shakes. My dogs lately have been really needy this week, so I'm not sure what is up with them. All right, there's the ruby. Now we've got the, make sure my brush is rinsed out. These are going to be really challenging to make sure all the glitter is out before you use them, I think. But they definitely are going to be fun to play with. These colors are much different from what I have with my Winsor & Newton. Paints. I've got the Iridescent Winsor & Newton paints, and so these are definitely a lot different from those colors. There's the satin bronze. All right. That has just a slightly warmer color or tone than the pure gold does. All right, and then our last color is going to be this copper. Ooh, now that was not the color I was expecting to see. That's almost like a black almost. Make sure I've got that stirred up right. Ah, that's what it is. I don't have it stirred up right. That's looking a little better. Okay. All right. That's looking more coppery. Okay, that's something to keep in mind, is to make sure that your paint is mixed up and the water's not just sitting loose on top. There we go. That copper is a rich dark brown. Much, much darker brown than usual. All right, so there is the Etchr Holiday box set with the watercolors. I think I'm seriously going to try and do another video real soon before Christmas gets here. There's been a painting that I did, and I didn't have it pulled, of where I did a competition piece for Etchr on a holiday thing for a holiday prize, either last year or the year before. And I painted a llama just exactly like this with the holiday hat, pulling a Christmas sleigh. And I think I gave that holiday card away, so I don't have it to share it with you guys. But I'll double check and look in my file of holiday cards if I saved it. And I think I'll try and paint another one of those next time with this watercolor paper. Now, I'm not sure that you can get this set this year after this posting of this video, because I think this was one of their annual pre-order holiday gifts to order. And if you can afford to get any of their pre-order holiday items or any of their pre-ordered gifts that they're doing, I think they've got a 12 color or 14 color palette, ceramic palette with a brass palette box that the little ceramic color palette has. It's a 12 or 14 rectangle shape. I think they've got that pre-ordered right now. This kit, I pre-ordered it around October. So if you're looking for Christmas items and that for next year, if you didn't have a chance to order this one, look for this one next year about October and that to pre-order. This, I think, was a really nice and reasonable price. The holiday set this year for all of this included, not counting this palette, for the pen, the ceramic, the little ceramic travel palettes here, the paint, the 7 half pans of paint, and the watercolor cards and envelopes was about $70 US. And I thought that was pretty reasonable because Etchr does some really great quality palettes, durable palettes. They have some wonderful watercolor paper in their sketchbooks, their postcards, their greeting cards, and their Etchr sketchbooks. All of their sketchbooks are wonderful products. I think most of them have the Fabriano watercolor paper. And I think this year they did a special laminated edition with Arch's watercolor paper. So check out etchrlabs.com. I'll put a link to their website so you can see all of the wonderful products they have. I've won quite a few, like the Etchr, the little Etchr 19 Wells palette here. I won that a year or two ago. The Etchr regular pen that's on my hat, now I bought that. But check out Etchr Labs for their art supplies. They do a wonderful job of making wonderful quality products at reasonable prices. And if you have any questions or comments, do post those down below. I do read each and every one of those comments, and I try to answer all of the questions at least. Don't forget to share this video or like it and hit the subscribe button. And I look forward to seeing you guys again next time, Boardwalkers. Goodbye for now.